Now we're gonna come on in here, and you guys can just shut the door behind you.
You shut the door, Dad.
You guys can stand right over here. Awesome. Great.
All right.
A little bit quieter. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, finish blowing. So you can go. No, you don't have to sit. That's Flash right there. We're gonna stand right.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see it.
No, that's fine.
Hey there.
So what we're gonna do is when we feed Flash here. So first of all, sloths have horrible vision. So when you're feeding him, he has no clue if it's your. Yeah, you can take as many pictures or videos, anything. We don't charge for that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no vision?
Pretty much no. So they only see in black and white, and if you wanted to see how they look, it's like this. If you put both hands over your eyes, that's how narrow it is.
Oh, wow.
So when we're feeding him, as soon as he has it in his mouth, you want to make sure you let go. When you're petting him, and you can pet him, he just likes long, slow strokes from pretty much like his neck down to like halfway down his back. Does
Okay.
not like his belly touch. Don't try to touch his face. Don't touch his hands. But you can
Okay.
pet his back. And so we're gonna work on getting him over here a little bit. So if you guys want to stand right here, I'll get him to come over. You guys can stand right. Hi, Flash. Hey, bud. Look, we got some more food. We got some more food. Oh, let's see if he wants a sweet potato. So they really are picky sometimes. He'll be like, no, I'm not. I don't really want that. So because their vision is so bad, they have great hearing and great sense of smell.
Yeah.
We'll give them just a second. Let's try green bean next. I'll go get you over here. Oh, it's like, what is that?
Like, I'm not too hungry right now.
I think it's more so because of the loud sound that they just stopped.
Oh.
Hey, Flash. No, he's really hungry. He had like a couple pieces this morning. Flash here is 7 years old. Okay, so in the wild, they would probably live to like 20, maybe 30 years old. But the oldest living sloth were two sloths in Germany that were Jan and Paula, and they made it to 52. There we go.
Wow.
52 and 54 years old. All right. So if you want to grab a sweet potato, whenever he's done with that one, you guys can feed him. So as soon as he gets done, go ahead and give him another one because we're trying to give him a little bit of extra food.
All right.
And you can stand as close to him as you want. You don't have to stand far away. And as soon as he gets done with that one, you can feed him another one. Another cool thing about sloths is they actually have 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23. And part of the reason that that's so cool, go for it. There you go. And he'll start to reach down here in just a little bit. He's loosening up after hearing that obnoxious sound. So part of the reason the ribs are so important is all their internal organs are attached to each other and to the ribs. Because they fall out of the trees probably once a week in the wild from like 100 feet. And you can feed them another one, just keep going. There you go.
Yeah, no.
Likes to smell it first. He's like, is that what I want? He's really picky sometimes. And you can fit, that whole bowl is his.
We're going to feed him whatever in here?
Yep.
All right.
And if he's not feeling the squash, zucchini, sweet potato, or green bean, you can alternate and try another one.
All right.
So another unusual thing about sloths is they only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. Pretty crazy. And that's for number 1 and number 2.
Wow.
Yep, so they hold it the entire time. And then they come down out of the tree and they get their booty all the way on the ground and they do like a little potty dance. Okay, and they're going to the same spot every time. And the reason they're doing that is in the wild, the sloth moth lives in that pile of poop. And so the sloth moth crawls up onto their fur, and in the wild they have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over them, including algae. So a wild sloth looks a lot different than this. But when they groom themselves, they get the bacteria off of their fur and they ingest it.
Yeah.
And that's actually how they process their food.
Okay.
So we process our food through an enzymatic process.
Wow.
They use bacteria. So that's the reason people always say, like, if you got bit by a sloth, you'd have to, I'm like, if you got bit by anything, you'd have to go to the doctor, you know?
Yeah.
But they do carry a large amount of bacteria. And how we monitor it here, because he obviously doesn't have bugs or anything living in him, is we monitor it with fruit. So because fruit has fructose in it, it starts up bacterial growth, right? And see how picky he is sometimes?
He's like, I don't want that one.
He's like, oh, does it smell okay?
Got it?
And I'll do the next one and see if I can kind of encourage him to come a little bit further.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to move there for a second.
Yeah, a lot of times he likes to come out here, and then he'll extend way down, and it's about the coolest thing ever. Because he just hangs there. He looks like he's doing the world's biggest hang, you know? But it requires way less effort for them to hang than it does for us. Come on, bud, let's come over here just a little bit.
He's like, nope. Oh, there you go.
So every day they eat about 10% of their body weight. So he weighs about 15 pounds. Zoe only weighs about 13, but she's only like 16 months old.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be a lot bigger than him. And I think you guys have the VIP, right?
I don't know.
I think so. I think you're like doing both sloths.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you'll get to see Zoe, and when you're holding her, you'll be like, oh, she weighs a little bit. And you wear a good shirt for it because sometimes her little claws like pull on you a little bit, and if you have sensitive skin, like us old people, we don't really care. We're over it, right?
Yeah, I don't know the scar.
Yeah. You can keep feeding them and just keep trying to work them up right here. But sometimes, you know, during the summer, people come in like tank tops. I'm like, it's not gonna feel the greatest on your great skin. And you can just keep feeding them. There you go. So where are you guys from?
I'm originally from North Carolina. I'm from,
Oh, cool.
From the Outer Banks.
No way.
Yeah.
I love the Outer Banks.
Yeah.
But not like the commercial Outer Banks.
Yeah,
I like Ocoee Island.
Yeah, that's actually where I proposed to my wife.
That's awesome, man.
Ocoee Island, yeah.
I love that. Like, I feel bad telling people about it because it's not commercialized, but I'm like, it's the most beautiful place I think on the East Coast.
It's laid back, it's relaxed, it's not commercialized,
I really want to go to Cape Lookout, you know, like south of there.
That's my hometown.
What?
Yeah, Cape Lookout.
That's awesome, man.
Harker's Island, Beaufort, all that. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 40 hours for private pilot, and so I'm like, I really want to fly into that little airport. You know, right there on Ocoee beside the park.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, that would be amazing. And everybody there is pretty chill.
Yep. Yep.
I'm like, you can't really get stressed out. You gotta take a ferry if you're gonna leave, so you better get along with everybody.
Yeah, when I proposed to my wife, there was actually a hurricane coming.
Oh,
So I was like, and she obviously she didn't know that I was proposing.
Yeah.
So after I proposed to her, I was like, okay, hurry up, let's go. We gotta make that ferry before we're stuck here.
And even the road will wash out. Just even on like high tide, people are like, "Oh, is it always chill?" I'm like, "No, it's not always chill."
Yeah. You good?
I took my little girl up there, and you know, there's nobody on the beach, and you can drive the Jeep and stuff. And I was like, "You can drive?" And she's like, "What?" And I was like, "There's nothing to hit."
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's right.
yeah, I think it's beautiful there.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, well, we live in Kentucky now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, northern Kentucky, basically the Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
A little bit different. A little bit different.
A little bit different.
Still
there.
beautiful though.
Yeah. So yeah, I take 2 weeks in the summer. I'm like, I gotta go back home for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And relax again.
I rented a Jeep from Hatteras, Fishtails or whatever it is, you know, and now I get like the text all the time. I'm like, thanks for reminding me. So every day I see him, I'm like, gosh, I need to go again. That was cool.
You can braid his hair.
Yeah, you could. So have you been many times down there?
3.
3?
Yeah.
When's the last time you've been?
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
That time I actually stayed in like a hotel, but the time before we just stayed in the campground.
Yeah.
And we had a little storm one day, but it wasn't too bad.
You don't care if we bring beans too much.
Yeah, sometimes he's like hit and miss. Sometimes like he'll eat a whole bag of them, and other times he's like, nope, it doesn't smell like the good brand.
There you go.
Did you give him two?
No, I think he split it in half.
It's alright. He needs to eat. So yeah, their relaxed state is actually clamped on. So for us, when we're doing this, that requires all of our effort. And you'll notice even when Zoe holds on to you, when I get ready to move her to the next person, she has to think to release.
Oh, really?
Okay, so their muscles and tendons and basically their lock position is set up completely opposite of ours.
There you go.
And I think like his little claws and everything, I call it God's crescent wrench because it's like adjustable and just fits everything, you know?
Yeah.
So the way it opens all the way up and then it can get really small if he's getting a small branch, I think it's really awesome.
Huh. You gotta give it to him.
And it looked like he was even thinking about hanging down. So the next one that you feed him, kind of do it a little bit lower and he'll probably stretch down.
Can he smell that?
Mm-hmm. See how his nose is twitching? And just go straight down. There you go. There.
He's thinking.
Alright, go ahead and
There you go.
So once he does stretch down, I'll show you how flexible his spine is because he can rotate basically 180 degrees. So his front or his back legs stay this way and then he swings all the way around. So like you would see like somebody at the circus or whatever and you're like, what the heck, how did they do this? He's the same way. So a three-toed sloth, their vertebrae is definitely a lot different. Yeah, he's like, I ain't playing anymore, lady. So the three-toed ones are the ones that you see that have kind of like the mask and the perpetual smile. And they really rotate more their head than their whole body. But they also have,
Oh, look at
there you go. Yeah, that's what we wanted.
Wow.
So the three-toed has a little bit of a tail, so when they come down and do their business, they actually get their butt more in the poop. And so they have even more bugs crawl up on them.
Oh.
Yeah, which is what they want. Yeah. And while he's hanging down, I'll move that chair and I'll get a picture of both of y'all.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. There you go, grab your camera.
There you go.
Yep, and bring him a piece of food and you guys can feed him and I'll take a quick picture. Alright. Awesome. Yeah, you can get really close to him. He's not gonna freak out on you. He only wants the food.
Uh-oh.
Here, let's do another one of these. Hey, bud. Alright, get right beside him.
Alright.
Like you're related to him.
Alright.
There you go. And you can go ahead and feed him that piece of food. Awesome. Alright, smile big. Say Ocoee Island is the jam.
Yeah. Ocoee Island is the jam.
Yes. Awesome. Here you go. We got a bunch.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Can't beat that. How'd you guys find out about us?
She really loves sloths.
Yeah.
And so we originally we live near the Cincinnati Zoo.
Uh-huh.
We asked them if they have encounters, but you can't
Touch them, right?
you can't touch them.
Right.
And she really wanted to hold one. So
Mhm.
my wife was doing some research, and that's how she found you guys.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Is it Kentucky that has like the arc thing?
Yes, we actually live like 20 minutes from there.
Is it pretty cool?
We've never been to it, but I see it from the road.
Yeah.
It's pretty huge. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
My daughter's 8, so that's the reason I'm like,
Okay.
oh, she probably would like that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that go to it. A lot of people like it. So we haven't been yet. We need to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I don't know what the green beans are. I haven't rinsed them all for him.
Alright. 2 cans, not a green bean.
Try the sweet potato. that seems to be number one this week. He really is like, you know, how we go through phases. We're like, man, all we want is Cheetos. And we're like, no, we're being good. We're eating spinach. He kind of rotates his diet too.
Okay.
He might take a little break for a minute,
Alright.
which is okay. But you're still free to pet him. Like, this is exactly just kind of slow like that.
Want to pet him? Yeah, you can.
Just long and slow. And that'll kind of sometimes get his attention, and you might even be able to feed him after that if he kind of like leans down and starts sniffing. And I can guarantee that when we hold Zoe, he'll be able to feed her because she always has an appetite.
Okay.
We're gonna figure out something because she is about to hit his weight.
And this one's Dash.
No, this is Flash.
Flash. Okay.
Flash is the oldest,
Flash.
and then Zoe, and then Dash. And we'll actually have a fourth one probably towards middle or end of summer, and that'll be Chloe.
Oh. Nice.
So Flash here came from to us from a facility actually in Ohio, and he was always behind the glass and never interacted with, never pet, never fed. So it took about 2 years of us feeding him every day,
Oh
at
wow.
about 10, for him to kind of get used to it.
Wow.
Zoe, Flash, and 2B, or not Flash, but Dash. See, even I get it mixed up. And Chloe all are coming to us from a veterinarian and a breeder who's been working with sloths for over 30 years.
Okay.
And he got his start with a rescued sloth that could not be returned to the jungle. So the sloths are about 14 generations removed from the jungle or more. That's the reason that they are very easy to handle.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are like, oh, how do you hold a sloth? Well, first of all, if they're an adult, you don't. You never hold a wild sloth. And if they're not used to it, it's like a dog, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're like, oh, no one ever petted this dog. Well,
Yeah.
it's not too
Might want to
friendly.
stay away.
Yeah. let someone else work out the kinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me get a sweet potato, see if I can get him going. He does take a break, and then sometimes, like, we'll even leave the door open, and he'll come back out sometimes and be like, so is there any more food? Is it? You are
Oh,
a
yeah.
diva today.
You can really smell it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him just a little bit of banana. So fruit, like I was saying, is his fave, because he has a little bit of a sweet tooth.
Yeah. Like candy to them, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, bud. Look at this. I know you can smell it. Oh, yes. That's the banana. Are you ready? Oh, yeah. And he'll chew on that for probably a minute or two, and then we can try a little bit more. And he loves it. He will sit there and gnaw on it. And when he eats mango, it's hilarious because he smears it all over his face like a little kid.
Yeah, it looks like he's right rubbing his nose or something.
Oh, yeah. So you guys in the barn loft?
Yes.
You like it?
Yeah, we like it.
It's
yeah.
cool, yeah. I was like, if you like horses, I was like, and you know, the cows and everything, it's
Yeah.
cool. We had a couple from Germany come here for their honeymoon, stay in the barn loft because they really like to ride horses and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I wouldn't have envisioned that, but alright.
Yeah.
They were stoked.
How long did they stay here?
Almost a week.
Did they?
And then I think he really liked driving fast. He's like, where are the good curves? I told him about Tail of the Dragon. I was like, but he was like in a bigger SUV. And I was like, but be careful because
Yeah.
you're in a big SUV. Like, you will flip it. And you can try to feed him another sweet potato or anything else.
I guess he's used to riding the Autobahn or something.
Yeah, he's probably like 60.
Yeah,
What's that?
That's slow for me.
Right. See,
It's like, that's no banana.
He's like-
Let me try zucchini. You want that one? Nope.
let's do this. Let's put a little bit of banana on a couple things. 'Cause I want him to fatten up a little bit.
So can he see this far, but I'm just blurry?
Very blurry. And
Okay.
even like when you're feeding him,
Uh-huh.
he's like, is that a finger or is that this? That's the reason he's really smelling it. And we tell people as soon as you get the food in his mouth, let go.
Okay.
Because it's not that he's being mean. Here you go.
I think you have the finger as part of the food.
Yeah, and just give him the pedigree. You got it. He's like, I feel like this is a trick. It's like the old Star Wars movie. It's a trap. He's like, you put it in sideways. You got it, Flash? Yeah, let's turn it just a little bit. I'm helping you, bud.
There we go. He got the banana, now he don't want the
You- You're tricky. You just licked the banana off of it.
Oh man.
So fairly intelligent.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
You wanna come over here, bud? You tricked me. You licked the banana off, my man. So last week I tried playing Bob Marley for him to see if like he would kind of like move a little bit differently, and he didn't do it. I was like, if he can like dance with Bob Marley,
That'd be pretty cool, yeah.
So once it's 75 to 80 degrees, we let him outside. So this is where Flash lives. This is a 2-story enclosure that goes all the way up. So once it's 75 to 80 degrees, he can go all the way out into the next area and be outside.
Okay.
So it's gonna be pretty warm today, so we will go ahead and let him all the way out, and it's really cool because he goes out there, and when it's like 85, 90 and raining, he loves to go there because he gets like a natural shower. So he'll just hang out there and get wet.
Yeah.
And we don't groom him or bathe him or anything, that's just how clean he keeps himself.
So what, do they just lick themselves like a cat or something?
Well, more so just with their claws, you know, get him
Okay.
wet, because he can reach anywhere on his body.
Okay.
His flexibility is ridiculous.
Yeah. Nope.
Flash, you're killing me, bud.
Maybe he can do the song that, you know, that spells bananas.
Oh yeah, that would be good. I always try to put like silly stuff on videos. We named 2 of the kangaroos Tom and Jerry, so we could like have them chasing around.
That's pretty funny.
So Costa Rica is actually trying to make it illegal to hold sloths, and the reason for that is what happens is the locals, or people that don't have a lot of money or something like that, they see cruise ships come in. Those cruise ships have, you know, several thousand people, and they look at it and go, well, if I can get each person maybe $20 to touch the sloth for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
I can make a lot of money, more so than they'd make doing anything else. So what they do is they go and grab a sloth and they dip it in bleach because it's covered in algae and all the bugs,
Oh, wow.
and they let people touch it, but the sloth usually dies within 2 months
Ah,
because they've just killed the whole biome and they don't know how to feed it and everything else. So Costa Rica has like a huge dilemma because they have all the sloths and they have people that are trying to set up road stands and things like that. But we definitely really try to work with them in terms of education, letting people know that, you know, reduce, reuse, recycle. We don't have to throw everything away the first time. It's pretty cool to have sloths. So in about 5 minutes, I'll go ahead and set up this stick in here so he can go outside, and we'll watch him go outside. And
okay.
then we'll do Zoe.
So do you guys go down there to Costa Rica and educate them, or?
I lived down there for a little bit before I was even working at the farm. I
Okay.
used to do whitewater kayaking trips.
Oh, okay.
Really liked a little bit of adventure, so I would teach people how to run really hard rivers, and there's some waterfalls down there that are pretty
Yeah.
fun. We had a guy come from England because he really wanted to run this 30-foot waterfall, and I think at that time he was probably in his 50s, and I told him, I said, it's not gonna feel great. He's like, no, I want to do it. And he's like, wait, what is it gonna feel like? It's like, it's gonna feel a little bit like a car wreck because you're falling 30
I
feet.
hear it say it's literally falling off the waterfall.
Yeah, in a kayak. And so after he ran it, he was like, oh, I'm sore. And I was like, yeah, I told you I'm sore. I was like, do you regret doing it? He's like, no. And I was like, you want to do it again? He goes, no. So I was like, yeah. It was like pretty common response. Oh, so like, it's like the people that watch MMA, they're like, I want to do that. I'm like, I don't think you
Oh
do.
my gosh, yeah. No.
Like, not really fun. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and set up his stick, make sure it's warm outside. Once I get that set up, we'll open up the whole thing and you guys can see his area. So, right there, this is a 2-story enclosure.
Uh-huh.
So that goes up 2 stories, and upstairs is the camel condo. It's like the 3-bedroom suite with bunk rooms.
Also,
So there's
they
that.
can see him, can't they?
Exactly. There's a
Yeah.
big like plexiglass
Yeah.
window, and that's where we have one of the live cameras also. So I alternate where all the views are from. Let me move the stick. Feel free to pet him. Just don't put your fingers in his mouth.
What you think, Elizabeth? That's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, pet him again?
I can't read.
See if he'll eat again. See if he'll eat again. Hey, you want to speak to Dana? Speak to Dana. Dana. No, you don't want to speak to Dana. Banana? Yeah.
I can't reach him.
Hey, Flash. You did, can't. Come here. Watch your mom. Not his head. Got to his back.
Alright. Give me 1 second. I'll make sure we don't have another one. Because if he goes in there, he's not going to come back out. So I just have to make sure we don't have another encounter at 10:30 for him. But I'll be right back.
Okay.
Just don't run away with the sloth.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Pretty neat animal.
Pretty neat. It's the best animal out there.
Alright, we're going to open this door. And usually as soon as he hears it, he's like, what's going on? Am I going? But if not, we'll get him going with a banana.
And we just crawl down the limb there and go in.
So you see like the little trim piece there on the top of the door?
Yeah.
That's all he needs to grab.
Oh.
Everybody's like, do you pick him up? Do you carry him? We're like, nope, he's the world's best climber. So what other encounters are you guys doing over here?
I think we have another sloth encounter this afternoon.
Oh, cool. Probably with Dash, the baby.
I think so.
Yeah. Wear something lighter like that again. Because he's really, really dark. And when people were showing up at the beginning, they would show up like in dark shirts.
Uh-huh.
And they're holding this
You can't
jet
see.
black sloth. They're like, I want to get a picture. I'm like, you look like a ball of wind. I'm like, you gotta wear something light. Hey, bud.
And then tomorrow we feed the kangaroos.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun. You're not the quickest, but I guess you are a sloth. Come over here. We're gonna go in, go outside. So because their smell is like very, very sensitive.
You can still smell that from
When he's up there, if I just blow it inside, he'd be like, "Is that banana?" I feel like if he had access to a car, he'd be at Sonic getting milkshakes all the time.
Do they like strawberries?
Any fruit.
Any fruit.
Yeah, like he gets apples a lot. So if he doesn't want to move you out, what I'll do is I'll bring the chair out here so you can hold Zoe out here. And then he might even hang down and we can feed both of them at the same time. Because right now he is in chill mode. You want one more? You can't have the whole banana, bro. Alright. So we don't feed him anything off the floor, obviously, because the floor is gross.
Yeah.
As we walk on it, but what we'll do is we're gonna set up this chair, and I'll grab you one more, and then we'll bring Zoe out. So Zoe, when we hold her, she's gonna put her arms around you. And when she puts her arms around you, she shouldn't hold too tight, especially with the sweatshirt. If she does feel a little tight, just lightly tap on her claw and she'll kind of loosen it. Again, no relaxed state. It's clamped on.
Okay.
And then it's just long, slow pets. And then we're gonna feed her the rest of this. And all you do to feed her is just put it in your hand and then make it really flat like that. And she's basically just gonna lick it all up.
Okay.
And then she'll kind of like look around and stuff. It's really cute. All right, whoever wants to hold first is in the blue chair.
You want the first a little bit? All right.
All right. You get a special job. You have to hold this door so it doesn't close on me.
Okay.
Be right back. Hey, Zozo.
Oh man.
Awesome. All right, you're gonna close. No, back to a second, but no, you're good.
Oh, look out! Look above you. Look above you.
Yeah. See, there he goes. That's all. So if we want, we can go ahead and follow him out so you guys can watch him climb. Because he might go all the way out. He's pretty cool. He might go up. He's going up. He's like, I got my food. I'm chilling.
Yeah. See you later. Huh.
You might get this adjusted so your mom can still see when you hold the sloth. Don't want to make the mom mad. I don't know how that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good for everybody to be able to see. And then I'll readjust it once I'm back over.
And this one is Dash.
This is Zoe.
Zoe. Gosh, I can't.
Hey, it's alright. It's a little bit like Dr. Seuss. So I tell her night night. She's gonna hold this stuffy, and then I'm gonna place the stuffy and her on you, and then I'll tell her night night, and she'll crawl back up. Hey, Zoe. Zoe. Night night. Night night. Alright, we're gonna go that. No, you're good. Hey, Zoe. And she's gonna cuddle up, and you can even feed from your side if you want.
Okay.
And as soon as she smells it, she might go for it. She might cuddle for a little bit.
Did you want to shoot in your hand?
Am I not gonna do that?
You might have to do the other hand.
Pretty cool, huh? Feeding the sloth out of your hand and holding it.
Yeah.
She is definitely relaxed.
Now, how old is she?
Her birthday was December 16th and she turned 1, so I think that means she's 16 months now.
I think she'll turn this lady out of my hand.
There you go.
Yes, right there. There
She is very food driven, so it's easy to get her on the game plan. You hear her little munches?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always like, that's so cute. Then you hear humans chew and you're like, can you please be quiet? You know, it's like the opposite. Animals do, and you're like, oh, it's so cute.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. Just try to fold your fingers flat. There you go. Just because they have such bad vision that she'll be like, oh, this is a little stick of, nope.
Yeah.
See how she holds your hand a little bit? She's like, keep it close. So the reason that nobody really has three-toed or three-fingered sloths here in the U.S. is they really like to eat the leaves of the sarcopia tree, and sarcopia trees really don't grow in the U.S. The same person that raises the sloths, he's starting a grove, but people have tried to have three-toed here, but they don't like a varied diet like the two-toed, because obviously she's not going down in the jungle and digging up sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
But her diet, the way her gut is it's open to more options. But the three-toed or the three-fingered, they're like, nope, they gotta have that.
Huh. And would she eat this whole bowl?
She'll give it her best try.
Yeah.
I mean, she is, and she's probably already, what you see in there, she's already had that amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Her eyes are tiny.
And look how small the pupils are. They're almost non-existent.
Yeah.
Oh, her dad?
Huh?
Beautiful.
I mean, her eyes are just tiny.
That is definitely not their main sense, because it's, they see in black and white, and it's a very narrow field of vision that they have. They rely on their hearing. And their ears are just like ours, they're just behind the fur.
Uh-huh.
She's a little sensitive to it sometimes. Go ahead and move your hand for a second. Right there. See it?
Oh yeah.
But, like if you have long hair, you
Yeah.
can't see your ears, same
Yeah.
thing with the sloth. But they have great hearing. There you go. So if she hears something really loud, she'll kind of like pull in close to you. She's not going to try to run away from you. She's going to be like, oh no, protect me.
Oh.
Pretty cool animal. She'll probably outlive me.
Yeah, but they live to be 50.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounded really loud.
So we don't have a lot of people here today since it's Friday.
Pretty good amount. Saturdays are, that's the weekend at Free Slam, but the past 3 days we were doing a homeschool event. So 3 days of homeschoolers were coming in, so the mornings were just really, really busy.
Okay.
And we do field trips for schools and everything too, so that'll be starting up even busier in the next day or so,
Yeah.
or next week or so.
Yeah.
You guys gonna do any hiking or anything while you're up here?
No,
No.
I think let's see, tomorrow we have the encounter in the morning.
Right?
And then I think we're gonna drive to is it Big Rock? Not Big Rock.
Rock City.
Rock City.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna do that and see some waterfalls.
Ruby Falls, yeah.
Yeah. And then we leave Sunday morning.
Oh,
Go
cool.
back home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a bunch really close to here, like tons of waterfalls. Benton Falls is pretty close. And then if you use like the All Trails app,
Uh-huh.
there is, I don't know, I would say 20 waterfalls within 30 minutes of here.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty awesome because you got to think. So you have this gorge and you can see the plateau, which is Chilla Highway.
Uh-huh.
And so because there's so many natural springs and underground water,
Mhm.
it's always going. And we've just had that rain.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of really cool stuff to see. And then on the Ocoee River, if you just go upstream, like you're heading towards Copper Hill, meaning going east,
Uh-huh.
you can get right to where the 1996 Olympics were held. And so you
Oh.
can walk around that area. It has a cool like bridge that goes over the Ocoee. It's a short loop. Like if you just go right there around the river, it's maybe a mile loop to walk.
Okay.
But you get to see where they had the 1996 Olympics, which
Oh,
I think
really?
yeah.
And where is that at?
It's on the Ocoee River, so just get out on 6474 and go east, maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you put it in your like Google Maps, Olympic Whitewater Center, you'll see it.
Okay.
The center actually burned down like 2 years ago, but they're gonna rebuild it and make it amazing, which I think is gonna be awesome. but it's a beautiful area. We were there yesterday.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? He's like, more please.
And the Ocoee is dam release, so right now the Olympic section isn't running, but it's really fun because there's still water coming through it, so you can get out into it and like just sit there and relax, or bring a camp chair or a float and chill out.
Yeah.
And today and tomorrow it's warm enough. Like the other day it was 60 when we were out there. I was like, yeah, it's still a little chilly.
A little cold.
Feels like that Outer Banks water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to wait till about June to get in it.
My little girl was like, why are you bringing a wetsuit? And I was like, that water's not warm.
Yeah, it's not warm yet.
I was like, it's not Hawaii water.
What is it?
Wow.
So we typically do a lot less talking during this because most people are holding the sloth and they're not really listening to what I'm saying anyway. So we're like, enjoy the sloth. So how'd you get into sloths?
Oh no,
Yeah, how did you get this off?
I don't know, I just
I
like
think-
them.
She might cuddle now. She's like, oh, yeah,
She's had enough.
that's what she does.
Alright.
So they sleep between 15 to 20 hours a day, but a lot of times, if they close their eyes and everything, it's not really that they're sleeping, but they're like, I feel pretty safe. I'm gonna close my eyes because they don't do anything and just use my other senses.
I think we went to the zoo one day and she saw them. And I think ever since then she kind of.
No, I just like sloths.
Yeah, but I think it was we went to the zoo one day. And ever since then she's kind of talked about them, and
Yeah.
she wanted one of those sloth, fluffy animals, and now she collects them. Now she gets like sloths from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're working on putting a bunch of cool stuff on our Shopify store, and I found this artist in Italy. Like she is on Fiverr or something, you know. And I had her do like they look like watercolors of a bunch of the different animals. Cause I was like, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of animals do y'all have?
We have 3 dogs, 2 cats, and a bird.
There you go.
Yeah.
What kind of bird?
It is a green cheek conure.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like, it's got the colors of a mango. We named them mango.
Right.
So he's got green, red, blue.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's got blue on him, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like size wise, like.
He's about.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good sized bird.
About like that.
Okay.
Yeah, about like that, yeah.
We have a couple macaws, and we occasionally fly them down the center of the barn during the farm tour. It's Tiki and Skittles.
Okay.
But John, the owner, is he doesn't like the birds as much. Fallon, the new person, well, she's not new. She's been here like 4 or 5 months. She loves birds. She has a white cockatoo that she's had for like 15 years. And rides the horses with her, and drives around in that Hummer with her and everything. And it's like the most chill bird. People are like, oh, I want a bird like that. I'm like, that's not a normal bird.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's all I
That
did.
bird has been well trained.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna get it turned off.
Yeah, we've had there's a bird place about an hour from macaws, and we've held some macaws, but maybe
They're big.
maybe birds, and yeah.
And sometimes they fly wherever they want. You're like, land on the stick, and he's like, no, I'm gonna land on your head. And we're like, whoa, what are we doing here, bud?
Yeah. It's like a little baby just sitting there.
And it's the best kind. It's the baby you can give back. I think that's why people like being grandparents so much.
Okay, we're done. Here you go.
I'm just kidding.
They take them,
She does. And it's funny because it kind of looks like a tail. But yeah. And actually, when you see Flash, or not Flash, Dash, He actually, it feels like he has like an extra little vertebrae down there. Just like in humans, I think it's like 0.01% of humans actually have tails. But, you know, it's not really something you'd bring out at a party, like, hey, guess what I got a tail? But with sloths, you're petting them, and you're like, oh, there's like a little tail. So normally, it's the three-toed, or three-finger, like I was telling you. But occasionally, nature's like, oh, we're going to slip something extra in here. So it's got like a little nub. So when you're petting Dash this afternoon, make sure you kind of feel towards his back, and you'll feel like a little extra stub. And you can try to feed her again if you want. And actually, here you go. Let's do this. This will be even easier. Make it, yeah, like a stick. There you go. Here, I'll let you. You can just feed her the sweet potatoes out of this, so you're not having to. Just as thin as possible, and she will love it.
There you go. Here you go.
So is that what you thought it'd be like to hold a sloth? No. We have adults that come in and hold the sloth and cry for like the first 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Because she's very relaxing and not threatening, and you know it's good. My girlfriend's actually a therapist, and so we're probably get her the animal certification and do like sloth therapy because it's very cathartic, you know.
Can they be therapy animals?
That's what we're trying to work on. I have a lab that was rescued, but I mean he looks like a purebred lab. And he is the most chill dog and listens, and she's occasionally been like, oh yeah, I'm taking him to the office.
Yeah.
Eyes are closed.
And she's definitely comfortable with you because that drill that they're using is not quiet, and she is chill.
So if she was not comfortable, would she try to get away from her?
Yeah.
She would.
Like if sloths didn't want to be around somebody, they'd be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And it's more like sometimes people have like a nervous energy, or they're just like won't stop talking the entire time. And you're like, let's bring it down. So we just gotta calm the situation down a little bit. Or they want to scrunch them like a cat. You know, like how cats, you do this. If you do that to a sloth, they're like, what are you doing?
Don't like that.
Which is weird to me because you would think, normally, granted she's never experienced it, but in the wild, a sloth would have all those bugs living all over, which would drive me insane.
Yeah.
And they're at home with that. So sloths actually give birth up in the trees. So they give birth, in the trees, come out, baby's attached to the umbilical cord, mom reaches down, pulls the baby up to her, cuts the umbilical cord, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah. And they don't keep milk on themselves. That's just for that eating session, and they don't drink milk very long at all. And they switch to regular food within like less than a week.
Huh. They don't ever drink anything then, do they? Do they drink water or anything?
So they both have water accessible to them, but in the wild, they're gonna get like 99.9% of it from their food and their leaves, and you think of like the humidity in the jungle and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But they're getting so much from all the food that they don't need that much. And it takes them forever to digest their food, so it's really like they're squeezing everything out. And if you do talk to her and say her name like Zoe, she really likes it when she's being petted and people say her name. She is a diva.
Zoe.
see.
Zoe.
So even when I go to put her back in her hammock, a lot of times she doesn't want to stay there. She'll try to just keep hanging on to me, and it's like, come on, Zoe, like I got stuff to do. And even once I put her down, I go to leave, and she'll basically chase me out
Really?
to try to get back on me. And she makes this sound. It's like oof, 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 like kind of like a little squeal sound, and kind of pulls at my heartstrings a little bit, you know.
I bet it does.
You're like,
Yeah.
no, okay.
Yeah. Kind of like them sad puppy dog eyes.
Yeah. But she's got the sound, and she
Yeah.
looks at you, and she's like, no. So she's like upside down trying to get to you. She's
Yeah.
climbing. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel horrible.
Where you going?
Yeah.
That? Yeah. Can't get over them eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty darn fun.
I'm not making fun. They're just,
They're different.
yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's just like a little pinpoint. A little pinpoint. Oh, I hate it so much more.
So because they lose 30% of their body weight, like right before they use the bathroom, they're like an eggplant, right? And then as soon as they use the bathroom, she's like, oh, I'm back to normal size. You know, it's like, whoop, whoop.
Wow.
So for some reason, her gut did get really way out of balance because it didn't have enough bacteria. You could kind of restart with like a probiotic, right? Like you'd get from GNC or something like that. If that didn't work, then you'd go to like a live biotic, you know, to actually start it. If that still didn't work, then basically you take the poop from another healthy sloth, kind of dry it, grind it up, and put it into whatever she's gonna eat. And that it's called like fecal bio transfer.
Huh.
And they even do it in humans, but we obviously don't eat it. They give it to us a different way
Yeah.
because we can't be tricked that way. Most of the time. Most of the time.
This tastes funny.
Yeah. This tastes horrible. She's like, I'll go wherever the food is. Oh, yep.
I don't think she wants that. I don't think she.
She's in cuddle mode. Did you want to turn to hold her, sir?
You want me to hold her? You want to hold her? Okay.
All right, give me
You
just.
hold her? Okay.
And I'll transfer her in 1 second. Let's see here. We had this guy come, and pretty old guy, right? Had fought in Vietnam War, and he was like, "I'm here to hold this off," and he was typically the women, right? But he was so excited. He's like, "I don't care what the sloth does. I love these animals," and I was like, "All right, man." Like he was stoked.
Yeah.
It was awesome. All right, Zozo. Hey, sweetie. You wanna go night-night? Just a little bit. Come here. Oh, come here. And then she'll start to release her legs once she gets a good hold. No, not that. I don't want to leave her. I don't want to leave her. Come on. Oh, there we go. All right.
All right.
Good night. There you go. Alright, this is gonna kind of slip down. And if she's pulling too tight, just kind of tap.
Hi.
You want me to remove this?
You can.
Okay.
Hi.
And if you want, you can try to feed her if she's feeling it.
Hey, Zoe. Hi. Zoe. Hey, Zoe.
There you go.
Hi. Wow.
She pulls in tight, doesn't she? She's like,
She does.
uh-huh.
Yeah. How you doing, Zoe? Yeah. I'm assuming in the wild their fur is not this soft.
Well, it'd be covered in algae and all those
Yeah.
bugs and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, their hair follicles and hair is a lot different than ours. It's basically hollow, so things can kind of grow into it. That's the reason it has such a crazy attachment in Costa Rica and in the wild. But they were actually looking at what grows in it in terms of a pharmaceutical application because it can heal so many things. Because it's very unusual how things grow into the fur, they're not just growing on it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Huh. Hey Zoe. Zoe. Zoe.
Oh, that's 100% what we do. We're like, hey, let's get your attention.
Zoe.
And sometimes she'll even like press her ear into the side of your neck because
Right.
they're trying to like feel and hear the vibrations.
Huh.
So she probably spent the first, I don't know, 2,000 hours just wrapped around Donna's neck. So whenever any new animal comes here, especially one that's going to be held a lot by any of the public, they spend a lot of time at the house kind of getting used to everybody,
Used to
a little
it,
bit of
right.
chaos, but a little bit
Yeah.
of calm. And so that's the reason the animals are a lot different than you would see at normal places.
Huh. Zoe. Hi. Hey Zoe.
You can try another sweet potato if you like. She'll eat it.
Can I rub their feet?
You can rub the outside of them, but if you touch like the leather part, you can touch it, but then after a while she'll probably retract it.
Okay.
The leather part, that's what I call it, leather, is it feels just like a monkey paw.
Okay.
And it really is, I call it God's crescent wrench, you know, because that pad makes it stick, and then their claw can close in pretty much any shape, right? So they're getting that surface to where it doesn't slip out, and then their claw can pull it to them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Hey Zoe. Hey Zoe. So since they don't go to, I guess, the bathroom like for 7 to 10 days, I can almost predict when they go.
Yeah, it gets pretty
Yeah.
close. And even if it's not a time thing, we can look at it and be like, oh,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen the next day or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey Zoe.
Here, I'll hold it for you since she
Hey
did.
Zoe.
She had a whole bunch of food.
Hey Zoe.
You guys found any good places to eat while you're up here?
We're going to go for lunch. What's that place called? It's called the Dam Deli.
Oh yeah,
Going there for lunch. We're going tonight. Is it called the Bus or
The Bus Bar.
Stop? Yeah, we're going there tonight.
yeah.
And tomorrow night, I forget the name of the restaurant, but I think it's like a 45-minute drive. Hi. Hi.
When you guys go into Chattanooga, I'm guessing you like seafood since you like that.
Oh
right?
yeah, I love seafood.
Go to the Boathouse.
Boathouse.
It's just called the Boathouse, and it's not downtown Chattanooga, but pretty close to it. But it's cool because it's right on the water, so you can look out and see the river, and everything they have there is good. Like the salmon, the steak, the shrimp, like it's all good. And it's not crazy prices. I mean, it's not Applebee's prices,
Yeah.
but it's really good food.
Yeah.
Everything is good, and sometimes they have outdoor seating. And another cool option, you know, it's where people go to ride the Southern Belle up and down the river, but the I guess basically the barge or the pier that it's attached to has a restaurant that's dirt cheap, and you're on the water, like it's a floating barge.
Oh, okay.
And everything there is very inexpensive, and they have like darts and like all these games and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's never crowded, never. So if you're like, I just want to go somewhere and get a burger, you just look up Southern Belle. So
Okay.
Southern Belle and Boathouse, I think, are like the two cool places to eat.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Ellie.
Hey, Zoe.
The bus bar tonight, since it's a Friday, might, if it's too late, might get a little rowdy. So if you're going to eat,
Okay.
get towards the
Early
earlier
part.
side.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
to make sure everybody's on the same level. You know what I'm saying?
One of those places.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, it's all the raft guides and everybody go there, and
Yeah.
all the new raft guides are coming in because they're
Okay.
getting ready to start the season.
Okay.
So I don't want you guys to get more than you bargained for. You know, the food's good and everybody there is awesome, but you know, long days on the river sometimes people blow
Yeah.
off a little steam. So
Especially on a Friday night.
yeah, just want to make sure you're aware.
Thank you.
Don't need too much education on this trip, right?
Hey Zoe. Hi. Hi Zoe.
I do even take my little girl on like Wednesdays though. They start Wednesday or Thursdays. They start karaoke at like 6 or 7, so pretty early. So I'm like, you can go for the first song or two and sing your Frozen things, and then we're leaving.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey. What are you doing? What you doing, Zoe? Yeah, I'm used to having a bird on one shoulder.
Oh, that's awesome. So you just walk around the house, or you go outside with it too?
No, I don't go outside because it's not clipped.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was about to
I
ask.
did that by mistake one day because I forgot he was on my shoulder
Mm-hmm.
and he flew off on me.
But he came back, I guess.
Yeah, we got him. He was in a tree in the neighbor's yard, and he came back to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, whoo. So,
Have you guys seen Thomas the turkey walking around?
yes.
So that guy's fully flighted. He could leave at any point. But he just loves it. Like, he will follow people around, and then if someone has like a campfire up or whatever, he'll go up and like ask for scraps. He's like, getting hot dogs, getting hot dog buns, like.
Yeah.
And when he gets really bright red like that, he's doing that because he wants you to come up and even pet him.
Oh.
Like, he's not like, hey, I'm mad at you. He's like, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
And so like if you stroke that, he'll actually get calm, and then when you see the blood leave and everything, like it turns back to like kind of a white color, that's him being like, okay, I'm chill, they're paying attention to me.
Yeah.
And then when you stop, you get real big again and let the blood come back in, he's like, look guys, I'm here.
Huh.
It's pretty funny. I think he thinks he's a dog.
Hi, Zoe.
Thank you. Thank you for
Hey,
being
Zoe.
back.
I was like, are you mad?
Slam the door.
She's
Sorry.
not mad, she's
I'm
never
just
mad.
investing. No, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
I really don't waste energy on that stuff.
Hey, Zoe.
Oh my, there.
What are you
I have
doing?
all those sloth facts, those sheets that used to be on the wall. I don't want to mess our walls up. So I'm trying to figure out where we're going to put it back in here so people see it. It could be right there.
She has 4 sheets that have already been sent to her. She just has to pre-authorize them, and they're for all the animals. They're already all done.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, Zoe.
That's awesome.
Hey, Zoe.
Good work, Kevin. Good work.
Thank you.
Hey, Zoe. I think she feels that vibration.
Mm-hmm.
I think you hit my knee.
Oh.
So she just kind of like gripped on tighter.
Oops.
If your mom's watching, I presume she is, you can give her a shout out. Here, I'll zoom it out. You want to wave to her?
Hey, Mom.
There you go.
Why'd you do that?
We don't know why we do the stuff that we do as dads. We don't have a clue. We'll give it about 5 more minutes. I'm really surprised Flash didn't want to go outside.
Is he still up at top?
Yeah, go back to the camera. I can see him. He's got it pushed down.
Yeah, it's like he's got a bald spot right here or something.
Hey, don't make fun of her.
Oh. No, I'm making fun of her, Elizabeth.
She's very protective of Zoe.
Are we going to sleep, Zoe?
She could stay like that all day.
Are we going to sleep?
So she used the bathroom about two or 3 days ago. So she's only about halfway, and you can see how she's kind of widening out.
Yeah.
And towards the very end, she kind of looks like Buddha, you know, because she's like, whoa, yeah, here. She's like, I got 2 minutes of stuff in me. And then right after, she's like, I'll eat anything. You're like, how do you eat all this? You're like, no, well, your whole belly's empty.
Yeah. Now, is she able to do encounters when she's that big?
Oh yeah,
She can?
Yeah.
Okay.
you just, I mean, so she'll go from like 13, 14 pounds to like over 15.
Yeah.
So to her, the percentages are huge, but to us, we're just like, it's a pound or 2, right?
Yeah. I hear you licking your lips.
And sometimes you'll even hear like a little grinding sound, and that's her like taking her teeth and going against each other.
Yeah.
So sloth's teeth and claws will get huge. Like if you see one that's like 10 plus years old, her claws are like this big.
Oh wow.
So that's the reason that we have the live bark on all the trees, is so that way they can wear them down. Because if not, you'd have to take a Dremel and like kind of wear them down. And hers are still a little sharp because she's not climbing around as much. But their bones go really far into those claws. Like that's part of her. So you know, like when people get cats and they're like chopping them or dog claws, it's even more sensitive for sloths. Like if you just did that, you'd ruin the sloth or make them not very happy.
Hey Zoe.
Some places when they take wild sloths, you know, they get them kind of docile, and then they want other people to hold them, which they shouldn't do, but they pull their teeth.
Oh.
Which, I mean, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, why would, like, don't hold the sloth that doesn't want to be held.
Yeah.
But, so some people take wild sloths out of the jungle, and then they get them a little bit more docile or domesticated, but they still want people to hold them. And the sloth doesn't want to be held. So to prevent injury, they take out the teeth. The sloths have huge teeth, like massive.
So they don't fight them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And in terms of like, a lot of people ask online and stuff, they're like, well, how do we know this place is okay to go do encounters, us or other places? So we don't do the thing where you have 50 people lined up. We're like, touch them, touch them, touch them, touch them. That's not the goal here. It's more education and experience.
Yeah.
And you could see like when you book it, they're like, oh, there's only like 5 slots for today.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
There's the 2 people.
Hey Zoe. She's sleeping.
I think she's asleep. And she just has her eyes closed.
She loves it. She likes hearing her name. I guarantee when you were a baby, you did the same thing, and you would have thought it was awesome.
She like her head rub.
Yeah,
Me?
Top of your head. I rub the top of your head and you go right to sleep.
definitely.
Yeah.
We're about to
I'm back.
wrap up.
You're good. I'm just in and out. You've had your time. I'm allowed to work now, Kevin.
Oh, okay.
That needs to
Take
be
her eyes. I see you. I see
I'll
you.
clean
I need a feed bag.
Do you? What kind you want?
It's a sausage biscuit in there waiting for me. That's what it is. That door. I need to put like a weather strip in it so it doesn't.
So it's like, what's going on? Hey Zoe.
I think she's like guilt tripping me with her eyes. She's like, you didn't feed me the whole bowl and they fed me the rest. Why? Mm-hmm. So now that it's warmer, those tall cages that are out there, we'll put the animals out there for like an hour or 2 because it's warm enough for them to go out there. And then that way on farm tours or just people walking around, they can see some more animals.
Yeah.
And then we'll even get to a point where we put the sloths out there for a little bit each day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And they even have like their areas that they go out into. And I'm really surprised Flash didn't go out. He must have been like, I'm done for right now.
Yeah.
But later on, he'll probably be like, what does that smell? Oh, it's outside. And he'll probably go outside.
Oh.
What's she doing?